The professional year does provide benefit, and it should continue to be an avenue for international students to gain additional points to remain in the country, but that it needs to be fit for purpose, and we need to make sure that the providers of professional year are all delivering to a similar standard, and that the focus at the end of the day is on those success, those employment outcomes and highlighting those success stories. Engineers Australia provide guidelines to the organisations hosting these interns to really make sure that it ticks off the learning outcomes that are needed for these engineers to be productive and beneficial to Australia's employment market. We provide 3 case studies. One of them is a Bachelor of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering graduate, and really his feedback to us was that the program was perfect in providing him the experience that he needed, which led to a full-time job opportunity that he was looking for. And those are the success stories we hear time and time again, and why it is such a beneficial program. The review of the points test is part of a number of measures the government is taking looking at Australia's migration program. So last year they released their strategic review of the program broadly, and one of the recommendations of that was to look at the points and how that operates. Engineers Australia has long been interested in this discussion because we feel that the points test is and can be easily skewed to various outcomes which don't always lead to employment outcomes. The positive is that the government is also taking a similar view. So their discussion paper really highlighted the need to focus on employment and employability of these migrants coming into Australia. It needs to be all-encompassing. So there are specific issues which engineers face that other professions won't face, and the solutions to those are different. So if we look at professions where might value, say, a PhD quite highly, they will have views on the points for further education, which may not always be the same for other areas. So for us, the critical aspect is really that Australia's migration program and points test needs to focus on the elements that lead to filling critical vacancies in Australia. There's 2 aspects to the migration piece. The ones where we have skilled, experienced people wanting to come into Australia to fill these vacancies. Then there's also the international students who have a benefit of being trained locally, have developed some local networks, have experience through their work integrated learning opportunities and requirements for their degrees, and how we can support them through the points test and through our migration program to remain in Australia and contribute to Australia. The benefit for them is that they are younger, so they have that longer economic benefit to the migration system. The final recommendation that we make is around our Global Engineering Talent Program. So this was a program that Engineers Australia developed based on our research, which identified the key barriers that migrants face and how we can help overcome them. The top one being no local experience, and then not having networks and things like that. A lot of engineering jobs are found through networks. And so we developed a program which has received funding from both the Northern Territory and the Queensland government. We're also calling on the federal government to consider national funding for that. These are barriers that migrants are going to face, particularly the no local experience, and we need to be helping them to find those employment opportunities to ensure that Australia remains competitive in the international market. When migrants are looking, which country do I want to go to, we want to make sure that they're considering Australia as a destination of choice, because they're going to have those good employment outcomes and because they're supported to get there, because everybody faces challenges.